Alright, hey guys, so today we are going to film a cooking video for Life with Love. So I had a taste for some vegetables and seafood, and so I'm just going to make like a really quick, easy 30-minute meal. So I have an oven pan that I'm going to use, number one, that's old. You see how it's got all that good juice and grease in it. So what I'm going to do is, hold on, so you guys can see. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to layer this with aluminum foil because I want to kind of create a cocoon. So I want to create a cocoon for this so that it cooks nice and even. Anytime you want to create a cocoon and you don't want to cook in a foil pan, then you layer the bottom and the top of your cooking pan with aluminum foil. Alright, so we have created the bottom or the inside of the cocoon. Alright, so I'm going to sit this here. Now, I'm going to preheat my oven to 375 degrees. So this is actually a brand new oven. Literally, I just brought it. So this is my brand new oven that I just got. Very excited about having all of that burner. So I'm so excited. This is this a GE burner? I should know what this is. Yep, this is a GE gas range. So we are going to do all of our prep to get this in. We're going to set the oven. We are going to set our oven to 375 degrees. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get my fish and my shrimp. Oh, and guess what? These are potatoes. Cooking blooper number one. You know how it is. When we do Life with Love, we have all kinds of bloopers. Alright, so I have a pound of easy peel shrimp. They're large. Now I usually don't do tilapia. But for baking purposes, tilapia is a really good fish, and I'm not a fan of whiting. So we have some fresh tilapia here. I'm going to rinse this off. I'm going to rinse and wash this with a little bit of lemon, and then I'm going to peel my pound of shrimp, and then we're going to go ahead and get to cooking. So my fish has been washed. So I'm going to place it in here into our dish. The best way I can, because it's there's some big pieces in here. So I'm going to put the big pieces on the outer end and then cover it. And it doesn't really matter if it's covered or not. It's all going to cook. That type A side of me wants it all to fit perfectly, but it's all going to fit. So I got my bottom layer. I have my bottom layer, which is the tilapia. And now we're going to peel. Actually, let's go ahead and peel. If I had more counter space, life would be grand, but I don't. So we're now going to peel the shrimp. And we're going to add it right on in. Ew, this was a mushy piece. So the prep time is what the longest of this process is. It really is the prep time and not the cooking time, because it should take about 20 minutes to cook, maybe 25. But you could definitely do this as a quick, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday meal when you're just getting off of work. You're tired, trying to figure out what to put together. You can always throw some seafood in the oven with some sauce, season it, make some rice, add some vegetables, and voila, you have dinner. I know that is the hassle. You just pick the kids up from school, or you're picking them up from daycare because you work longer than school hours. So that is the constant struggle for so many parents. We've got all of our seafood in here. We're going to season it a little bit, and I'm going to be very careful not to put too much like salt and stuff on here, because I don't have teriyaki sauce, which is something you can use. You can use a stir-fry sauce, and so since I'm using a little bit of oyster sauce and soy sauce is already very naturally salty, so I'm just going to use a little bit of ground pepper. We're going to use a little bit of can you see? Sorry, I'm going to make sure you can see it. But this is Mediterranean pink Himalayan salt. And I just want to make sure to get some on a little bit of every piece of fish. I'm going to put a little pinch of seasoned salt on here. Just a pinch. Nothing too extreme. Like literally just a pinch. That is a pinch for the pan. Now, I'm also going to use a little bit of adobo. So you want to use some adobo. Alright. Now, I'm going to put in my sauces. Actually, I'm not going to put in my sauces, sorry, until I put the vegetables on top. So I wanted to season the meat, and then I'm going to season the vegetables on top. So let's get our vegetables done. So I have a bag of steam in the bag vegetables, and honestly, it doesn't matter. I just did not feel like getting the individual vegetables and peeling them. So that's all it is. There's also a little piece of butter that has like parsley and probably a little bit of garlic in here. And I'm also going to put some garlic butter in here, which is why I did not season it with garlic. So I'm going to put that in there as well. But we have some squash and zucchini we're going to add to the mixture. Let me let you get a better look at this. Hold on. Alright, so now you can at least see. So we're going to add, well, I guess we should add some, here we go. Okay, so two things has happened that you all didn't even realize. We had a break, but I do have carrots that are washed and ready, so I'm going to add carrots to the meal. I'm going to add all of these really good carrots. Sorry, I am super funny about films and textures, so I just want to rinse them off again, because that is the crazy in me. Alright, so those are rinsed off in some nice good cold water. Now, that is all I have for vegetables. I had green beans, but the green beans, went bad, and I don't have broccoli, so this is all the medley, all the vegetable that this is going to get. So I'm going to add some, can you see? This is the garlic butter that has olive oil in it. I'm just going to add a little bit of that on top. And like I said, we already have some. I just want to add a little bit of flavor in here. So that should be well. I also found, well, let me add a little bit of salt and pepper on top. Hold on. Let's add a little bit of salt and pepper. So here's the pepper. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt, regular salt on top. Who else has issues where everything comes out of the cabinet when you open it because it needs to be cleaned? Alright, so we're just going to add a little bit of salt. And the reason why I'm not putting anything other than salt on the top of this is because we have all of this sauce is going to go on top. So, I did find a very little bit of the very teriyaki. It's very, very teriyaki. I did have a little bit of that. So I'm going to add that in first. Actually, sorry. That was the rest of it. It's really in this really pretty ramekin. And so for the great YouTube show that we're creating here, this is going to go all over everything. So we have that. I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce because initially I didn't have any sauce, but I'm just going to add a little bit now that we do have, so I'm not going to add as much, but that's just a little bit of soy sauce. And then I'm going to top it off with the oyster sauce. I don't know if you guys can see that, but then I'm going to top it off with the oyster sauce. So just a little bit, maybe like a spoonful of oyster sauce we're going to put in here. If we can get it to come out. There we go. And that is all we're going to add here. Try to get that all throughout here. And voila, we should be done. So this is the finished version of what it looks like before it goes in the oven. We have all of our marinating juices, and this is just going to all cook together and be amazeballs. So we're going to put it in the oven for about 25 minutes on 375. You might have to cook it longer. We'll check in 25 minutes and see, but usually for all my fish and stuff, I don't cook it any more than 25-30 minutes. So here we go. For the rice, we're going to use an organic basmati rice. So for every 1 cup of rice, you need 1 cup and 3/4 of water. So we are at the 30-minute mark. I just want to take the meat out and check it. It smells amazing. When you open up the aluminum foil, let some of the steam escape so you don't burn your hands. We have lots of juice. Alright, so I'm going to mix this up just a little. And it looks amazing. Let me give you guys a closer look. So the carrots have not cooked. So what I'm going to do is move this around a little bit and let the carrots go into the juice and cook some more. And usually that's what happens, like all of the vegetables haven't cooked. So just a few, maybe like 15 more minutes. Now, what I can also do is take the vegetables and this out, since the seafood has cooked. So I'm going to give it 15 more minutes. The backup is if it still doesn't cook to my liking, then I'm going to put it on the stove and let the vegetables cook separately, which is something that you can do as well. So as you can see, the shrimp is pink. It could definitely cook a few more minutes. So we're just going to try to let this cook a little bit more. But slow and steady wins the race. So as you can see, the meat, all of the seafood and stuff is done. I left some of the juice in here for gravy to put over top of the rice. I have put the vegetables in here with some of the juice. We are going to put it on a low heat. And I'm going to let this cook. I'm going to add, actually I might not add any water at all since it seems to have enough juice in it. So I'm just going to cover this up. I'm going to let it cook for about 20 minutes and then the vegetables will be done. Sometimes what I don't want to do is overcook this meat because it's done. And sometimes if your vegetables don't cook, then what you can do, because I did not I didn't parboil them or pre-boil them. So I'm going to let them cook for 20 extra minutes by themselves and then this meal will be done. So the extra 20 minutes, and it was 20 minutes exactly because I put my timer on, cooked all of the vegetables. Now it overcooked the zucchini and the squash just a little bit, but it's perfect. Like I love when the vegetables are a little mushy like that. And the carrots are just a slightly bit crunchy, which I love. So sometimes you don't want everything to be all mushy, so the carrots will add a little bit of texture to it. So we are done. We are now finished with the meal. Super excited, and let me show you what the finished product looks like. Alright guys, and there you have it. This is seafood, I don't know what to call it, seafood a la love, but it is just tilapia with shrimp, mixed vegetables, over a bed of basmati rice. Thank you guys for joining me for this cooking recipe. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you tried it, leave me a comment. Let me know in the comment section what you guys would like to see me cook for, in a future episode. And again, thank you guys for watching. You know, the kitchen is my outlet. Super excited about what's coming to pass when it comes to this kitchen. And yeah, as we do a kitchen renovation and all those things, I'm going to take you guys with me. But this is the finished product. Thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe. Tell a friend that your girl love is always in the kitchen, making sure that you do what you do in yours, and I show you what I can in mine. So from my kitchen to your kitchen, with love. See you guys on the next episode. Bye guys. Have an amazing day.